In scatter diagrams, we can see the relationship between two variables. By looking at the diagram, you can see whether there is a link between the variables. If there is a link, it is called correlation. When we plot our points, we can see on this scatter diagram, there is a general trend that goes up the page. When we plot our line of best fit, we try to get an equal amount of plots above and below the line. That does not need to go through this origin here. In this graph, we can see positive correlation, and that shows as one variable increases, so too does the other variable. An example of this could mean that as a temperature increases, so too do the sale of ice creams. Where a particularly hot day, you would probably expect to see lots of ice cream sold. Looking at negative correlation, we can see that the general trend of the points goes down the page. That means as the one variable increases, the other decreases. For example, a single released by a top artist would probably have lots of downloads on day one. As the month increased for that particular single, the sales would more than likely decrease. Again, when we plot our line of best fit, we would like an equal amount of points above and below the line. Sometimes we plot our points and we can see there does not appear to be any sort of relationship. We would find it very difficult to place our ruler and identify any sort of trend. That means there is no correlation. For example, there is no correlation between somebody's height and their IQ. You would expect the points to be dotted around like this, saying that there is no connection between the two variables. In this example, a basketball coach wonders if there is a link between the number of points a player scores and the number of fouls a player gives away in a match. Here are 10 players' scores for one match. We can see we have fouls against for player A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I and J. And then we can see the points that have been scored by each of these players. To begin with, we must plot these points on a graph. I will begin by labelling. So the fouls against, I will choose to put down here. So fouls against. And for the points scored, I will put here. And now we will plot our points. So for A, I have 3 fouls against and 1 point. That would mean I would be plotting a point here. The next player, 5 fouls against, 0 points. Next, 15 points, fouls against, and 22 points scored. The next is 9 and 9. 42 and 72. So across to 42 and up to 72, which is about there. Next one, 22 and 30. Next one, 45 and 85. Next one is 6 and 3. Next one, 36 and 57. Next one, 27 and 54. We can see that there is a general trend that goes up the page. That suggests if we are looking for the type of correlation shown, we would be stating that there is a positive correlation. And we would be looking to place our ruler and identify a line of best fit to go through all of these points, or as many of the points as possible, with equal numbers above and below. We can see here that there's a few that line up with my line of best fit. I have some points above and some points below. It does not go through the 0, 0 in this case and does not need to.